Good day to you, students. I want to believe you guys are doing fine in your various homes. In our last class, we discussed on water, where we spoke extensively on the sources and the structure of water. Today, we are still continuing on that topic called water. But today, we want to look at some certain area of water. So by the end of the lesson, I expect every student to be able to state the properties of water, both physical and chemical, and also describe how you can test for water in an unknown sample, as well as identifying the importance of water, and lastly, mentioning the various water pollutants we have. All right, to proceed, let us quickly look at the properties of water. Don't forget I said physical properties and chemical properties. So let's quickly look at the physical properties. Number one, pure water. Whenever your water is pure, it must be colorless, odorless, and tasteless. But the moment your water is not pure, that is when you start noticing some certain level of taste or certain level of color in such water. The second one, water is always liquid at room temperature. But mind you, the reason why water is a liquid at room temperature is because of the presence of hydrogen bond in it, in abundance. Because when you have just few hydrogen bond in water, it makes the water to be very weak. But since you have the hydrogen bond in abundance, then the water becomes strong. There's no way it can vaporize at room temperature. So that's why we said hydrogen bond is very weak bond, but becomes strong when it is in abundance. Therefore, the abundance of hydrogen bond in water molecule is responsible for the reason why water is said to be liquid despite its low density. Despite the fact that water is having low density compared to the compound like carbon dioxide, which is a gas at room temperature. So you might be asked a question to explain the reason why water is a liquid at room temperature and carbon dioxide or any types of gas is a gas at room temperature. That is simply the answer to give. Then water boils at 100 degrees Celsius and freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. It has a density of 1 gram per cm cube. That is always at 4 degrees Celsius. Then pure water is neutral to litmus paper. And another important thing is that water is a universal solvent. Why? It is a universal solvent because of its polar structure or polar nature. And what do you mean by this? It means that water has the ability to dissolve almost all compound, most especially the charged particles. You might be asked to express the reason why water is said to be a universal solvent. Let's look at the chemical properties of water. Number one, water reacts with metals to liberate hydrogen gas, though we have different degree of reaction in this case, which will be discussed in subsequent class. Then water reacts with non-metals. Take for instance, carbon reacts with water to liberate carbon 2 oxide and liberation of hydrogen gas. Then the third one, water reacts with sodium oxide and potassium oxide with the formation of a strong alkali. As take for instance, if it reacts with sodium oxide, it will give you sodium hydroxide, and when it reacts with potassium oxide, it gives potassium hydroxide. How do you test for water? Water can be tested for by using two major reagents. The first one is by using a white anhydrous copper sulfate, while the second one is blue cobalt 2 chloride. Let's quickly look at the reaction of these reagents. Anytime you have an unknown sample and you want to discover or test, probably you have water in such unknown sample. All you need to do is you will have this white anhydrous copper 2 sulfate in it. The moment that solution changes from white to blue, it shows the presence of water. While in the case of blue cobalt 2 chloride, anytime it changes the color of that blue cobalt 2 chloride to pink, that's what I've expressed with red ink here, that means there is presence of water. Okay, let's proceed by looking at what are the various importance of water. It is used for cooking in our various homes, even for drinking, bathing, and some other things. It is used as a means of transportation. We all know this. And it is used in the manufacturing of drugs. It's used as a solvent in the preparation of drugs. In car batteries, Then it is used in the laboratory for preparing reagents and for carrying out analysis of various types. Okay, let's quickly look at water pollutants. When you say water pollutants are those things that can make water unfit, probably for drinking or for carrying out other purposes. What are the various examples of these water pollutants? Number one, we have oil spillage. Anytime you have oil spilling on the surface of water, it makes the water to be unfit for drinking, and it will also prevent the flow of oxygen, which is required by the aquatic organisms you have in such water body, thereby leading to the death of the aquatic life. Then another one again is industrial and agricultural waste. Most of these industrial and agricultural waste, some of them are toxic, some are basic, some are alkaline, some are they are acidic. And when you look at this, when you now dump this acidic or toxic waste inside the water body, there's tendency for these substances to get involved in the system of these aquatic lives. And from there, they will start destroying the system of such aquatic life, which may eventually lead to the death of such organisms. And let us look at it. If you as an individual, you want to eat probably a type of fish that is already poisoned with a toxic substance, then that means you are indirectly taking in poison, food poison rather. Let's look at another one, refuse and sewage. We have some of these refuse and sewage which are dumped in the water body. Some of them are biodegradables. And before decomposition can take place, it requires the use of bacteria as well as oxygen. So the oxygen that is meant to be utilized by the aquatic organism you have in the water body will now be used by the bacteria to carry out the decomposition of most of this refuse and sewage. Then I believe we have really learned a lot today on the topic, on the continuation of water. And this is just a few things among the many more things we are still going to discuss at the Google Classroom. When we get to the Google Classroom, we continue from A. And as you watch this, I will be expecting you guys at the Google Classroom. Thank you. God bless you.